Hello students, come to the next lecture in T distribution. So before seeing the question, I just want to give you the small conclusion about T distribution. That is, if you observe the previous question, in this question, given you the sample size and sample mean x bar, standard deviation yes, and sample population mean new value. Okay, can I say the given all the values directly in the question? Yes. So that is one type of question in the T distribution. Means given the data, whatever you required will be given in the question. So coming to this second type of question, mean, standard deviation and size will not be given in the question directly. That we have to identify. Okay, now let's read the question, then you will identify what is the difference between the previous question, previous lecture and this lecture on T distribution. Right. 10 individuals are chosen at random from a normal population and their heights are found to be 63, 63, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 70, 71, 71 inches. Test if the sample belongs to the population whose mean height is 66 inches. So, can I say, given you in the question only population mean nu equal to directly 66.66 inches? Yes, only this is the value. Population mean only given you the direct. But sample size is not given and sample mean is not given and also sample standard deviation yes value is also not mentioned in the question. So what I have to do now? Those values we had to pick from the given individual observations. Those values we had to pick from the given individual observations. So what are the observations are given you here? There are heights of the students. So how many heights we are having here? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So it is nothing but the sample size n equal to 10. Okay, and now given you the population mean nu equal to 66 inches. Okay, now we required a value of sample mean x bar equal to, and also required a value of the standard deviation of sample. Yes. So now what is the formula to finding sample mean x bar? Tell me what is mean by mean. And we seen few lectures back, mean is nothing but the sum of terms by number of terms. Yes. So what is the formula? Summation I equal to 1 to n xi by n. So what is mean by n? Size of the observations. So how many observations I'm having here? 10 observations, right? So by 10. So xi. So summation xi in the sense we are adding these individual observations. Okay, 63 plus 63 plus 66 plus 67 plus 68 plus 69 plus 70 plus 70 plus 71 plus 71. See, these are the values we are having. 678 by 10, so which is nothing but 67.8. So x bar equal to 67.8. Now we'll find a standard deviation of sample. So and which will be denoted by S. So before getting a value of the standard deviation, we had to find a value of the variance, and that we see in the previous lecture with replacement and without replacement. Yes. So S square equal to 1 by n minus 1 of summation I equal to 1 to n xi minus x bar whole square. It is equal to 1 by n minus 1. How many observations are given you here? 10 minus 1 into summation of xi minus x bar whole square. So what is the first observation? 63. 63 minus x bar. What is mean by x bar? This one, 67.8. So what is the value I'm getting here? 63 minus 67.8 whole square plus, now to the second term also I'm writing this, 63 minus 67.8 whole square plus, now the next term is 66, right? So 66 minus 67.8 whole square plus 67 minus 67.8 whole square plus 68 minus 67.8 whole square plus 69 minus 67.8 whole square plus so on. The last term 71 minus 67.8 whole square. Okay, then the value of this s square is 81.6 by 9. Then the solution of this s square equal to 9.066. So now this square I'm sending it to RHS, then that will be the value of the standard deviation. Okay, so standard deviation s equal to under root of 9.061. Okay, so the solution is 3.011. Okay, hence prove the standard deviation of the sample. So I think whatever the values we require to solve the question, we got all the questions now, all the values now. Yes, we got all the values now. So what I'm doing, I'm taking the formula test statistic t equal to x bar minus nu by s by root over n. So x bar value 67.8 minus population mean 66 by s standard deviation 3.011 by root n root 10. So now this is 1.89. So this is the value of t alpha, okay, modulus of t. Okay, now he did not mention the level of significance again in the second question also. So what should I consider? Let level of significance alpha we have to consider as 5%. It implies 0.05. Degrees of freedom nu equal to, and the formula is n minus 1. So n is nothing but, what is the value of n here? 10. 10 minus 1 is equal to 9. So this is the value of nu. Then the combination of alpha 0.05 and nu equal to 9. Then what is the value of critical value? I mean t alpha. Let's go to the table. See, the combination of 9 and 0.05 is here. See, what is the value? 1.833. 1.833. So what is the conclusion? So conclusion is we got modulus of t is bigger than t alpha, because t alpha value 1.83 but modulus of t value 1.89, so modulus of t is bigger. So modulus of t is bigger means test statistic is bigger. If test statistic is bigger, then what do you say about the given data? So our hypothesis is rejected. Hypothesis is rejected. Okay, so if t alpha is bigger, then your hypothesis is accepted. So last question, I mean first two questions, given you the data whatever you required, but coming to this third question, given you the individual observations. So from that individual observations, we find the value of the mean and we found the value of the standard deviation. So similarly, we'll see the next question, I mean fourth question. See the question. A random A random sample of size 16 values from a normal population showed a mean of 53 and a sum of the square of the deviation mean equals to 150. Can this sample be regarded as taken from the population having 56 as mean? Obtain 95% confidence limits of the mean of the population. See, given you in the question 95% confidence limits, I mean, can I say the value of alpha is 5% is the left value out of 100? Yes. A random sample of size 16. So can I say a sample size n equal to 16 is given you? Yes. Next, from a normal population showed a mean of 53 and a sum of the square of the deviation mean equals to 150. So a sample mean x bar equal to 53 and a sum of squares of the deviation from the mean equals to 150. Okay, so some value is given you 150. So what is the value? Let me see later. That is, so can this sample be regarded as taken from the population having 56 as a mean? So means population mean nu equal to 56 is given you, and also given you the level of significance alpha 95 percentage. Yes or no? So 95 percentage means what is the left value? 5 percentage, so it is nothing but 0.05. Okay, right. So also given in the question sum of square of the deviation, sum of the square of the deviation is 150. So how, my question, how can you write this is in terms of probability? Tell me, how can you write this is in terms of probability? Sum of square of the deviation. So we are adding summation of sum of the square of the deviation. So can I say, which is nothing but summation xi minus x bar whole square value is given you in the question? Yes. So which of value is given you? 150. Sum of square of deviation is 150. So but what is the value of the standard deviation, I mean variance? So standard deviation S equal to under root of 1 by n minus 1 summation I equal to 1 to n xi minus x bar whole square. So S equal to under root of 1 by n minus 1. So n is nothing but sample size is 16, right? So 16 minus 1 into summation xi minus x bar whole square. So which of value is 150. Okay, then is root 10. So therefore S equal to 3.33. So this is the value of the standard deviation. So I think now all the values we got it now. Yes. So the formula modulus of t equal to x bar minus nu by s by root over n. So which is equal to x bar value 53 minus nu 56 by s value 3.33 by under root of n is 16. So what is the solution of the modulus of t is minus 3.79. Therefore modulus of t equal to plus 3.79. See, this is the value of t and this is the value of modulus of t. So now I got the value of modulus of t. Then we need a value of t alpha. Yes. So T alpha value we are taking with a combination of degrees of freedom nu and level of significance alpha. Okay, so now coming to the degrees of freedom nu, which are formula n minus 1, it is equal to, and level of significance is given you 5%, so it is nothing but 0.05. So then the T alpha value between 15 and 0.05 is, see, 15 is here to you and 0.05 is here, then the combination of these two 0.1753, okay, I mean 1.753. One point 753. Okay, then what is the conclusion here? Modulus of t is greater than t alpha. So modulus of t is bigger, then your hypothesis is rejected. So our hypothesis is rejected. Okay, hypothesis is rejected in t distribution. Okay, so there are two different questions. One question containing all the values in the question only, and second question all the values instead of the values will be mentioned on observations. Then from the observation we have to get a value of the mean and we have to get the value of the standard deviation. I hope everyone is clear to you. So now we will continue the next lecture.